Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is episode 13 of season three's College Chess Podcast. My name is Joe. I'm joined once again by my lovely co host, Max Mihailov, as you all know, one of the best community coordinators in the business for chess.com. And our very, very special guest, the one and only for today, is the ambassador, the team captain, the president of the UNLV Chess Club, Kevin Reyes. Kevin, welcome. How do you feel?
Pretty good, pretty good. I mean, I like that introduction. Really, made me sound grand.
Dude, Joe's been cooking with the introductions, in my opinion, as of late,
Yeah, it's
especially.
actually very, very good. Lots of practice. That's why I can see it's season three.
That's what I'm saying. We've been doing
Seasoned
this for
vet.
a little while.
Yeah, we've got a ton of episodes up on our YouTube, but trying to add them now to Spotify at some point. But Kevin, you are special. We've invited you. You are actually not only on our podcast right now, but on our Instagram Live for the first time ever before the D1 finals. So tell us what that was like.
It was a pretty fun experience. Is actually, I was going to work just before, so um, they're like texting me, "Where are you at?" And I was like, "Oh, I gotta go." But yeah, no, it's very interesting, fun topic. We had a lot funny ideas of like different chess locations. I forgot like a plane, and then there's like a bathroom like plane of chess.
For those people that weren't informed, you guys on the IG Live were talking about where you could be playing chess, a part of like chess anywhere. Where did Xander ask you where the craziest place you'd played chess was? He's known
um,
that.
no, he didn't ask me that. He
Well,
was,
what's the answer, I guess? Is there an interesting place you play chess, or is it just always at a table?
like for me, I mean, like when we go to LA, like if I was driving to UCLA, right?
Yeah.
Tournaments. I drive sometimes with Jay-Z, which is one of my other friends, very strong player. And when we're driving, we're just playing a game from our like just spitting out names like E4 and E5
Yeah,
and
yeah.
E3, things like that.
You're
And
essentially playing
yeah,
sort of blindfolded?
it's basically blindfolded because we don't see the board. The only hard part is like I'm kind of distracted while
Yeah,
driving.
you're
It's kind of
driving.
I mean, but like it's only in hard positions where I'm just like, hey, I gotta pause. We gotta
Yeah.
pause this, and we gotta like
No one's falling around it because it's interesting you say this because Xander and I actually played a game of blindfolded chess.
hmm.
Actually, it was blindfolded giant chess,
Oh,
and
that's fun.
yeah, and it was, and you know what the biggest problem was? There were some times where I'd be like, okay, bishop takes f2, and then the people watching
It's
me would be
like
like,
that's illegal.
nah, bro, like yeah, you can't do
That
that, and I'm
happens to
like,
me all the time,
darn.
man. Yeah, no, I did a fundraiser for that too. I did it was like it was $5 to get in, and then $10 if you win. I should have upped it to 20, but I was a bit nervous, I didn't
Yeah.
know what type of caliber I was playing. I did lose to one, but he didn't put $5. He just said he wanted to play, right? And he was like an older guy, and he played the Scandinavian. And the reason I lost was because I missed like I did a tactic that did not work at all.
Uh,
I was like, oh wait, that doesn't work. Um, so that's why I lost. But I mean, he was very, very strong. But I didn't lose a single game, I believe, from blindfold chess. But I don't know. After that, I feel even now like I see the board much better. I think it was just the high stakes and the anxiety that
dude.
made me like play so much better than I usually do.
Yeah, I mean, even when I played that blindfolded chess
Mhm.
for a tiny little bit of time, I saw the board way better for 24 hours.
That's great, man. That's
And then it
amazing.
started
Yeah.
to disappear.
My friend Jay Z, how he got good at blindfold, and it's insane. I can't even do it. He would put his knight in the middle, and then he'll close his eyes, and then use the knight and move it around every single square. Blindfold.
Oh man, to practice, dude, that's crazy.
I won't be able to do that.
That's
But
No
no
like
way.
way.
speaking of the giant sets, like where were you playing for those giant sets?
We were at the chess.com disc golf invitational.
What?
Yeah,
I
right?
wasn't invited. That's
Dude,
crazy.
I mean,
Neither was I,
it
Kevin. Don't worry.
wasn't there. It was in Florida, so it was kind of far.
Ah,
Yes.
Yeah. No, I actually got giant sets for our club as well. That was actually one of the coolest things that I've always envisioned since I started the club. Where I didn't really start the club, I kind of joined like a month in since the club was like restarted in 2019, I think. And that was one of my biggest visions, is getting like giant chess sets. And we used it because of the CCL league.
No
We
way.
got it because of the CCL. So we got money from the CCL. I think it was like 250 for third place or something.
Nice.
And we still had like some partial fundings that we had from fundraisers, and then I paid the difference, which was around $400. So I was just like, okay, let me just get $400 from my side and just get this, because I thought it was a lot cheaper. I thought it was, I'm trying to remember, because it was the board and the chess sets. They
Yeah,
came separately, and I didn't know.
Snap,
So
yeah.
when I was like saving up, I was like, oh, we have enough for the board, like for the pieces. But then I found out that they didn't come with the board. So with the board, I had to pay out of pocket because I didn't know.
It's tough.
That's tough.
Well,
But you
speaking
guys
of-
have it now, I guess, and you're
Yeah,
using it.
yeah. It's in the student union. Lots of people use
Heck
it. It's
yeah.
upstairs. The only thing that bothers me is when people take pictures and I see that the king and the queen
king
are
right
the
there.
wrong side, and it gets me so mad. I have to go to the student union and just change it.
You gotta
That's
teach-
a
yeah.
forever chess problem.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of CCL and prizes, we had a question from Brody from SIUE. Said, ask him what
Brody.
happened in the CCL back in spring 2023 against the SIUE team. So you want to give us some history on that?
Bro, I don't. That's like gone in the past.
Yeah,
Like, there's
Brody-
so many.
Brody's dwelling in the past because his team's not in
I
CCL
think-
anymore.
I think I remember. Didn't I play Brody? Did we play
Maybe.
Brody?
I don't know. Brody's
Yeah.
their top
I think
board.
we got cooked. I'm
Uh-oh.
kind of thinking we got cooked.
Dang.
I
Well-
don't remember though.
How are you guys doing this season?
We did well. We were undefeated, right? Then we played against Singapore, I think. And oh man, I choked.
Oh,
I definitely choked. I went 3-4 because I'm top board, right? But
okay.
I need to go 4-4, and I lost to the bottom board.
No way.
And I was winning. I was completely winning. And then I kind of blunder it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm still winning. And then I move my rook. He takes, and I move my rook, taking a pawn, but I forgot that the knight was defending the pawn, and I just hanged my full rook out of nowhere. And I had like 45 seconds. It was just not something that I would ever do, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It
I
happens.
happened. I was really upset. I kept trying to like do something, but no, I just resigned because I was really ticked off. But yeah, our fourth board, I think he lost all of his games, but he was I think he was the star player throughout the whole season. The reason was because we have a lot of strong top boards. We have like Angelo, John, and me, and Angelo and John, they're around 1900, 2000 level blitz strength, right? And I'm around 21, 2000 blitz strength. But our fourth board, right, our 1400, I mean, he was beating top boards. He was beating 2000s. He was beating like, he was the top guy. This
Underdog.
time it happens. I mean, he
Yeah.
lost all his games, but it's not like, I don't blame him. I feel like it's more my fault because I think he may have won one. Because we lost by half a point.
Oh, that's
Oh.
crazy.
Yeah, we
That's
lost by half
tough.
a point.
Well,
Eh,
we have a couple
happens.
other ambassadors tuning in. Ivan's saying that his win against you is his best accomplishment in chess, so that's a big compliment. And
I'm like, I remember the feeling. I was mad.
Oh.
I remember I was mad.
those stick with you. I mean, he remembers too, clearly. So
like I don't remember the whole thing like at all, but
yeah.
I just remember the feeling that was not good. It was an icky feeling.
Well, our brother in Grob, Seattle U, asking. Well, first and foremost, he's
Oh
saying
my god, Andrew.
he's gonna see you. He's got his flight and hotel booked. for
Dude, I'm
National
ready.
Open.
I'm ready for the arm wrestling. I'm ready for the arm wrestling.
You've been
that
lifting?
we're gonna
Oh,
do.
You
the
working
challenge is
Um,
ready.
Is it a
I'm ready,
rematch?
dude. Yeah, we gotta do a rematch. We had like a little Instagram reel where we were trying to do an arm wrestle. He cooked me, man. He's strong.
dude. I know.
He's strong. It's
yeah,
just I'll say
strong.
this. I'll say this. He's heavier than me. That's
he's
why.
a big guy.
He's a big man. He's a big man, and
Yeah.
I'm a small guy. I'm I'm a tiny guy.
What about wasn't Don involved in that?
Oh, I mean, Don was involved in it in UCLA. I mean, I thought he was strong. How scared? I mean, now Don, hands down, would cook me because now Don is,
he hit the gym.
dude. He is hitting the gym. He is so big. But before, I mean, like literally, okay. I'm not sure if this is inappropriate or not, but like when I was I arm wrestling, as soon as like we started, I thought he was gonna be strong, so I went all in and I just smashed him. And the thing that the last words he says is that, "Oh, he fats."
Oh no.
But yeah, I remember that. But I mean, I think Don would just cook me right now. So there's
Dude,
not even a contest.
I love how you've been able to meet with all these different ambassadors and you go to all these events. You mentioned UCLA. Obviously, Vegas is a big hub for these National Open, North American Open, twice a year, plus probably more. But I think your team also just recently traveled to BYU to
Mhm.
compete in the Intermountain Intercollegiate. How'd that go?
It was a pretty fun experience. We got third place. We were we got our three best guys, right? I really thought we could win this. We ended up losing due to snow college, right?
Oh.
They would have won.
I thought you meant there was some, you got like snowed in and couldn't
No,
make the
no,
last
no.
game.
That's what I thought too.
I forgot the
Okay.
name. It's called like Snow. I mean, they only do associates, and there's only like 4
Oh,
majors there, but they were insane,
wow.
insanely strong. The problem was that the third board, they got like a food poisoning, so they had to cancel last minute. They got a person from reserve, but the person in reserve was probably around 800 rating, right? And the other two completely units, right? They were like 1900 at least UCF, very, very strong players. I mean, Jaime, the first board for the snow, they beat was it Utah, UTE or something? They beat the first board of the other strongest college, I think Utah University. It was a beautiful check, or I don't know if it's checkmate, but I saw the position. It was beautiful, very pretty.
Wow.
But yeah, I think they should have won it. They definitely should have won it just because of their board. Their last board just lost all their games. I mean, they're the reserve, but
That's tough.
that was our first game and we lost against them. We were in the with Rob's
Yeah, Rob's club, Rob Harker,
yeah, I'm trying to remember the
Utah
chess
Chess Night.
night. Yeah, Utah chess night. It was very pretty.
That's
I
awesome.
liked it because it was different from the norm, you
Hmm.
know? It
Hmm.
was you go in, it kind of looks like kind of jazzy, kind of like how he says it, sexy, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I could think some like older folks would not like that because, you know, it's not traditional. It's the lighting is weird. I heard that they play music and usually on Thursday nights. But yeah, it was a very fun experience. Very strong players that were there. We got third place, and then Angelo, our third board, he got first place for like the number 1 third board. He
Nice.
crushed
No.
everybody.
That's awesome. So you guys have a deep team.
Yeah, yeah. But this is my last year, so last semester actually. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah. I'm a bit nervous, you know. I'm thinking that like even after I leave, I might still help out with the club just because like I need to
Hmm.
just kind of safely because it's like it was kind of given to me by Cameron. He was the guy who started the chess club in 2019, and when I came in, he was a senior, right? Which is
Yeah.
crazy. He was very smart. But the thing is, he had more focuses on like his school, and it made more sense because you know school is better than just playing chess. And he asked me if I wanted to be. I saw that.
Debatable.
That's very sense.
Debatable.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. But he asked me if I wanted to be vice president, and I was like, sure. And as soon as he gave me the vice president role, I did so much. I would like basically do everything, and COVID was one of the biggest booms for chess,
Yeah.
and it wasn't because of like the Queen's Gambit. It was before that, right? It was because of the Discord, the use of Discord. was one of the biggest things that, or the biggest driving forces that increased our club exponentially. Even right now, if I were to check, we're probably around 270, 300 members just in the
Mm.
club, right? And on Discord, we just say in the meetups, hey, I'm here, I have a chessboard. Anybody wants to meet up at like the lead library or at the student union, right? And people will just show up, random people. And it's a great way of communicating. And I think that's just a cool way that everybody's just chatting to each other, showing games, saying like, hey, this is a cool game. So I think Discord was one of the biggest driving forces that helped our club. So I became president during that time, and Cameron was the one who made Discord. And at first, I hated it because I mean, I felt like I was an old man, you know. I didn't know how to use it. It was intricate, but you know, now I just love it. It's one of the best things that's ever happened to the club.
That's awesome. Yeah. And you mentioned sticking around the club even though you're graduating. Speaking of which, we have Sir Chess a lot. That's Lance from Vanguard tuning in. He
Yeah.
also graduated, still
Mhm.
very involved, still streaming. He's here in the chat. Everyone knows him. So maybe Kevin, you still have a large role to play. You've done so much since 2019. You've really grown the club. I mean, you've been a huge part of CCL, huge part of the ambassador program, ton of ambassadors that work with you. You've even collaborated with the Botezes at one point, right?
Yeah, that was pretty fun actually. Fun experience. She she when I beat her on that YouTube video, right? The rematch was the rematch was tough. Her
Well,
she
because
was
they,
so mean.
yeah, dude, because they
She was
when they're
angry.
playing people on the
I
street, like
was
they don't know their
yeah.
strength, and like you're giving
Yeah,
them a
yeah,
good
definitely.
shot, and
Definitely.
then once you beat
Mhm.
them, they know, right? They
Mhm.
tune
She
it
had a
up to
chip on
another
her
gear.
shoulder.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was a bit nervous because like the second rematch, she played the Jobava, and during that time I didn't have a line against the Jobava. Now I do. I have a very good line because of that game. And she was just talking smack, and I was not about it. I was just like, and I felt bad because I was like, oh man, she's so mad. I feel so bad that I did this to her, you know? Um, but yeah, and then even after I lost, she kept going at me. I was like, oh,
So
but
when
yeah, no, I think it was a very good experience. I was I was definitely like because I lost because of the Jobaba. I just didn't know how to do it.
mm,
She was,
she knows her lines, yeah, and she's
and
gotten a lot
actually,
better too.
yeah, I saw she has her chess coaches chess sorry, Alex Benzea.
Hmm.
He's my boy, and he I actually helped him with his chessable course.
Nice, dude.
Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah, dude, it was. Oof, I did around like 8 hours plus of
Wow.
like analyzing all of his, just reading through anything that was misspelled, anything that needs to be edited, anything that needs to be added. He also asked me if there's like specific lines because I play his chessable course, the Sicilian,
Hmm.
um, and he asked me what's the common like lines that players at my level play at, and I gave him a lot of information. Even in my phone I have lots of notes because I put it. I was actually during work. I was a medical assistant during that time, and there's a lot of lead time. And I was just doing notes when I had the time, and I'd just go on Chessable, put notes on my phone, and then I'll send it over to him on Discord. But I think it was a fun experience because it actually helped me a lot get stronger. And because of him, he asked me, "Hey, do you want to play Jobava?" The actual player, like that made the Jobava,
Nice.
right?
Yeah,
Oh my god!
that's awesome.
I had to play the Jobava line, right? Or he
Against
had
Joe
to play
Bob.
the right.
Joe
He has to
Bob is
play.
Joe Bob.
Yeah, yeah. Um, that was one of the worst games I've ever played in my life, and it was because I was so nervous.
Mm.
I because I was scared of Castle because I saw that he was gonna play F3, he's gonna play G4, he's gonna play H4, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And and I did not castle, and because I didn't castle, I just got cooked like instantly, and I was like, oh my god. And what was so crazy was that I saw a big difference between my level and his was that every single move I felt like had layers to them. There's layers of tactics, moves that I would like normally do. I'm like, wait a minute. If I do this move, he has this. And I was like, okay, I have to like walk through a very threaded line, but eventually I just ended up losing just because I was just scared of castle. Um I was really sad though. I was because I was like oh, I'm gonna play it really like I'm gonna lose, but I want to make it look good. And no, I
Mm.
just got crushed. He made me look like 1200.
Dude,
Well,
that happens to top level players.
yeah, it's tough. I mean, he's a great player, of course. He's got an opening named after him, which is so rare this day and age, right? Most openings
Yeah,
are
yeah.
after like historic times or whatever. But Kevin, we're running short on time here. You're obviously graduating, like you said. This is perhaps your last year. What do you have to say to people tuning in, especially anyone from your club and specifically, especially like people that are aspiring to be leaders or maybe to your club's next leader? Like, what advice do you have to aspiring chess club leaders on how to lead their club and to participate in events and to grow the game? Like you mentioned, getting this giant chess set in your student hall.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just to really just jump in there, right? Like there's a lot of times that like you have a lot of self-doubt, and if you just do it without thinking, right? You just do it and don't let those negative thoughts really hit your head. You can practically do a lot of things, right? You can just do it and you're like you got it.
Just do it.
Now that you said it, right?
Yeah.
Now that you just put yourself in the forefront, you gotta just start doing it instead of just kind of like teetering back and forth. Another thing is like you really have to love the game, right? There's a
Hmm.
lot of people that say they want to get to my level, right? Or they're gonna beat me eventually, like in a few months. The thing is like I'm all for it. Definitely love that, but you got to put the work, right? Not a lot of people put that work. Um, but yeah, definitely being a leader just comes with um it's not being fearless, right? It's being like it's being brave because like it's a lot of anxiety when you up in front of everybody and just start like directing them, but like you have to be very brave and very willing to help the club. So if you're just willing, even if you don't have those other talents, there's just they're gonna come. They're gonna come because there a lot of people are just gonna see that as, hey, this guy is trying to do something. It's the same thing as Rob, man. Rob is a big inspiration. The way he made this whole club,
Hmm.
and he just made it out of nowhere, right? He made it out of a charity event, and I think it was a very, very inspiring thing that actually, I kind of want to do in the future. So, I mean, maybe that's gonna happen here in the UNLV Chess Club or Las Vegas specifically.
Love that, dude. Love that. And Max, as a community coordinator, any fun community events coming up that we should keep our eyes on?
Dude, the usual community stuff's going on, but the candidates tournament starts in a week, and we're gonna have community tournaments, arenas on the off days. So when you're bored, come play. There's prizes. So it'll be
Huge.
fun. It'll be fun. Join the community club, and you can play in tournaments every day of the week, literally, except for Sunday.
Sunday we've had our weekly arenas, but Kevin, who's your favorite to win candidates?
Hikaru, big man Hikaru, dude, he's
This is his
insane.
moment. This is his
This is
moment.
his man. I want him to be world champion. This is this
I know.
streamer, part-time grandmaster,
Huge. I
part-time
mean,
world
that'd be
champion.
sick.
It's crazy,
How
but
about you, Max?
I mean, I think Fabi is the strongest player at the candidates.
Of course. I mean, he's like another
Yeah,
the
like
next one
it's
up.
kind of like
It's gonna be
he's
crazy.
always. It's almost like the tennis thing where like Federer and like
Yeah.
Nadal are winning all these, and Djokovic are winning these tournaments, and then like randomly Stan Wawrinka wins a tournament, and it's because one of the dudes got injured or something, and this is that moment. Magnus said, "I'm outie," so this is your moment. This is essentially Fabi's moment. He's always been second fiddle.
The
And
only
now
thing I see is that Fabi is not strong comparatively to Rapid and Blitz, right?
Yeah,
That's not his strongest suits. He's not
Mhm.
the top player, and that's why I think Hikaru is more. It's not that I want him to
More
win. It's just like
well-rounded.
he looks better, right? He's more
Yeah.
rounded in general. Even though I think Fabi, hands down, is better at classical, but Hikaru is more of a rounded player. Like, hey, this
Mhm.
is the world champion because he's the best at Rapid, Blitz, and classical,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Not just classical.
yeah. He's got that tiebreak advantage, if it gets to
Mhm.
that. But obviously, Fabi, fantastic in classical, and I'm actually cheering for him. I think this could be his chance because he was what in 2018 he was a challenger and didn't work
Mhm.
out something like that.
Yeah,
He took it
yeah.
to tie breaks. But
All
anyways,
draws.
Well, he almost beat Magnus. There was a
yeah, it was
moment that he
wild,
had him.
wild.
It was
So
crazy.
it's crazy to
Yeah.
see like 6 years later he's coming back and this is a good shot for him. It's a good shot for anyone. I'm really gonna tune in and dive deep into that. So should be a fun one. But Kevin, you've been amazing and inspiration yourself, and looking forward to see what more you have in store down the line, not only for the UNLV Chess Club, but for the chess world at large. I would love to see and support if you made your own club. So looking forward to that. But thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, see you guys.